Hey there everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody's doing well out there. We have some cold temperatures here. Well, they're not cold compared to a lot of people. I think it was 29 degrees this morning, but I'm still bundled up. Oh, and hey, this is going to be a little quickie. This is a public service announcement, a little extra bonus within a video. How do you eat the cold stuff in cold weather? You put layers on. It's not rocket science. That's what I'm doing on Instagram, telling people it ain't rocket science this morning. See, I got a layer, I got a hoodie, I got a long sleeve shirt. Bing, bang, boom. That's how you eat cold stuff in cold weather. And I don't use heat in my house, just thought I'd throw that in. Anyhow, today I'm just going to talk about how my raw food diet is strange and my best advice on that. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you haven't already done it, I'd appreciate if you'd go down there right now and hit that subscribe button, then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. You know, I've been getting some growth on Instagram recently, and I've been referring a lot of people from over there and over here. I would love to refer you people to over there because I'm really digging Instagram. I mean, YouTube's kind of like an older thing. I'm not going anywhere, but Instagram's a lot more fun. And as new people, you know, there's always new people watching your stuff and they don't know the story. So you're continuously having to update the story and kind of define who you are and what you're about. For people that are watching me out there, I know my raw food diet is strange. And I would just advise taking what you can from me. Just take little practical things, take aspects. Don't necessarily look at people or, you know, any people as like, okay, I'm going to do everything like this person does. To put it in perspective, even for some of you folks that have been watching me for a while, my life's very, very, very different than what most everybody's watching is living. And even a lot more different than you might think. For probably the last 2.5 years of my life, I've been by myself. Now, when I say by myself, I'm talking about by myself, living by myself, not completely isolated. I mean, there's humans in the area, but I don't have any conversation here. When I lived on the mountain in Costa Rica for that last year, nobody was around. I'd go weeks for a time without any conversation. So I live way, way, way up in my head. I do a lot of stuff that most people don't do. So it's not going to work for you. You have people that you interact with. You have family. You have obligations. You're doing stuff. So, you know, don't try to find any one person that you can, like I say, that you can like take it all from them. Take little bits and pieces wherever you can get them. As I've shared so many times before, I think it's a Bruce Lee quote, but it actually sums up his martial art. I forget what it was called exactly, Jeet Kune Do. But Bruce Lee he said that. He took pieces of all these various martial arts that worked for him and he put them all together into a form of martial arts. Stop trying to copy people. Stop trying to copy anybody out there and emulate what they do. Take those pieces. Take pieces of what people are doing, what makes sense to you, and personalize it. Personalize it for yourself. You know, people try, and it would be so much easier if people weren't frustrated and trying to crack the code of Jack all the time and just taking what it is. Listen, I don't advise you to eat like me. I don't know if it's that healthy to eat exactly like I do. I go back and forth. I've told you I have these crazy neurotic conversations in my head. You know, on some days I'll tell you, and I tell you very confidently, like, do we really need all that variety? There's no other animals running around to this tree talking to their partners going, hey, you know, we've eaten enough of this. We got to balance it with this, and bing, bang, boom. So on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, we can just bliss out and eat fruit, throw a few greens in there. But then on the other hand, my brain goes in another way and I'm like, okay, am I getting what I need? So I'm always searching. I'm always trying to fill in gaps. I'm just basically, I don't know, I'm lazy too, and I've mentioned that over and over, and you should pay attention to that because that's a huge dominating force in my life. A lot of the reason I eat as I do is simplicity. It's just so simple. Yeah, I eat too many bananas, but I'm in an area right now where I'm not getting my mangoes like I used to. I've got some oranges. I'm doing some orange juice, but orange juice, that, you know, doing my 32 ounces of orange juice isn't a lot of calories. So I'm banging the hell out of bananas, man, all day, every day. I'm eating bananas. And I'm constantly fielding questions. Is that all you eat is bananas? Listen, I got a lot on my plate right now. I've got things going on. I'm doing a facelift on my store, getting it looking real professional. I'm adding some new designs. I'm making a few moves, doing some stuff with my website. And I just ain't got time to be, you know, tick, 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 tick. So I just eat and I eat and I eat. And, you know, some days, yeah, I probably do need more diversity. But if I've got frozen bananas in the freezer and I'm busy, it's just easy. Boom, I know that one time during the day, I can bang out one of my smoothies and get, you know, 1,000, 1,100 calories there. And I know another time I can eat some ice cream. Boom, get 800, 900, 1,000 calories there. Like that, just very simply, I've got about 2/3 of my calories in for the day. Optimal? I don't know. Who knows? What is optimal? And as I was getting ready to do this video, I just got real philosophical with it. Go this afternoon or go this weekend and just check out, just randomly. Don't do it for your knowledge. Just randomly to see my point. Go check out all these raw vegans. Go to your group, even people that don't do a channel, don't do a brand. Everybody has turned this thing into a religion, and everybody thinks they have the one true way. I mean, I see it in groups all the time, and you got people, they're all doing raw. We're going to that next level of nut job. Everybody's doing raw, everybody's radiating, but then this is where it gets micro, you know, like, oh, but blah, 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 blah. And it gets very much like little churches and religion in this area where, you know, they're all like, they have these tiny, tiny philosophical differences, but they will fight to the death over them. I want to tell you something. In the over 6 years I've been doing this lifestyle, I have seen some of the most absurd conversations. Sometimes as an adult, I just step back and I'm like, are these fucking people really going on and on about this? I mean, you know, it's actually kind of odd. But there's enough of them. So who do you listen to? They all got good rap. A lot of them that have more brain cells than me that can spit some things out there. Everybody can dazzle you with certain type science. There's, you know, if you sat down with each and every one of them, there would be a compelling reason. There'd be some natural hygienist that could just sit down there and they would grind and they would preach like a preacher on the pulpit, fire and brimstone. Same thing with an 80-10-10ers. Those 80-10-10ers will knock on your door, always trying to recruit you as well. And the rest of them, there's so many. Oh, and the juicers. I shouldn't forget the juicers out there. The juicers have also tried to pull me over to their fold too. Sometimes it is like religion in a church. I feel all these different people wanting to pull me into their particular fold. And I'm an independent. I just do I just eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. That's how you sum me up. I'm not trying to be an expert on anything. I'm not telling you I'm doing this and that. I stay in my own lane. I know Jack. I eat what's good for me. I put this content out. I tell you in a responsible manner, disclaimer, this may not be exactly how you should eat. Maybe you do need more variety, but take what you can get. Like a lot of this stuff, sometimes I get kind of short, impatient, frustrated, and I'm like, do we really need to talk about everything? Just figure it out. Just figure it out. You'll start feeling better and better. And I know that sounds like kind of some hippie shit there when you say, oh, you'll just feel your way. And it's not that simple, but through doing it, educating it, you will. You just feel what feels right. And that's where I always come back to even when I'm doubting myself a little bit, like, okay, am I going to regret, 2-3 years down the road? I've been doing this 6.5 years now. Am I going to get to 8 or 9 or 10 and find out I've really been neglecting something and I got some health issue from this or that? I don't know. And just to be honest, and I've said this before many times, I always go back when I'm starting to have kind of self-doubts or talking with myself. I always just take a step back and just think, like, I feel so good. I feel so good. Not just that I feel good, but I feel better than I did 3 years ago. I feel better than I did 2 years ago. I feel better than I did last year. It just keeps growing. So I'm sorry. I know that's a very simplistic, not scientific method approach, but I can't change what I'm doing when I feel so good doing it and I enjoy it and it's easy and I don't have to think about it. Now, having said that, I'll throw it all out the window. Well, not totally, but yeah, I do want to focus on that in 2019. I do want to focus, and I'm not going to be running around just going nuts like, oh, did I get this? Did I get that? No big changes. But I do want to start, making sure, okay, get a little bit more of this in there. I talk about that sometimes when I was doing that video on nuts and talking about just a few things like, the pumpkin seeds having good for zinc, the Brazil nut, good for selenium. I want to start doing like little minor things like that aren't minor, that are just stuff I need to be doing every day. Little things where I get I've got some dulse in there, getting that, having that in salad sometime for the iron and what have you. But in the end, how bad is it really going to be eating fruit and vegetables? I've mentioned this a lot in recent videos. People live going through the drive-thru. Hell, there's a guy, and I'm not saying, he might eat other meals of the day. He was in that famous movie, Super Size Me. I saw him recently. He's been eating a damn Big Mac every day for like 25, 30 years. He's alive. He's alive. You could be alive. People are alive that eat in the Taco Bell drive-thru 6 times a week. So if people are kind of okay living like that, I just can't worry. I can't worry like, oh shit, dude, you're eating too many bananas and too many greens and this and that. The only thing I worry about, the only thing I worry about, and it's not a huge worry, it's just more paying attention to, is eating enough food. Eating enough so I keep my weight up, actually put some weight on. I'm gonna get to be a fat boy before this winter's over. I'm going up on that scale, but anyhow, just eat some fruits and vegetables. And no, that's my lane. I stay in my lane. I can't get into these deep explanations. I'm not interested in even knowing these deep explanations. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.